What up, everybody? It's your boy Kata Don. We have a special episode for you guys today. It's a Love First podcast collaboration. We have two other podcasts with us as we're going to wrap up and talk about 2021, all the great moments, funniest moments, best songs, best music, the craziest news stories, and much more. I want our special guests to introduce themselves. Let's start with Natika.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. Let them know the name of your podcast too, so they can follow you.
Uh, so I currently record, edit, produce a podcast called the Context Daily Brief. I work with this small news aggregate called Context News Network. They're based in New York City, and they just take news articles from other news agencies and then they disseminate it to other sources. So they have this thing called custom wires. So any of their clients will get like a custom news feed sent to them, and my boss, like I guess he would be the executive producer, he would take some of those news sources and then he'd send them to me so that I can create a short podcast that's like 20 minutes, 25 minutes long, and it's just three news articles that I read about. And the news content is like a mix of like world news, US stock market, sometimes international stock market news, cryptocurrencies, and a lot of like COVID news because we started this podcast a year ago. So, yeah.
Awesome, dope, dope. We
Thank
got
you.
Quante in the building from the West Coast. Let them know where you at. Let them know about your podcast.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So we do have a few announcements before we get into the episode. Definitely, if you're watching this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the video. Helps the algorithms. Also, we're doing very some special. So if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Cater Don channel, between now and New Year's Eve, I'm giving out two brand new subscribers, Bluetooth speakers. Natika, she's been with events with me. She knows how I like giving out all types of stuff. So subscribe, get those speakers. And of course, if you're subscribed, every month of the next year, I'm gonna be giving out crazy stuff to the people that are subscribed and that are a part of this. And of course, we got dope content for y'all. Um, Shout out to Wraith. He's actually out of town right now, but he will be back with us in the new year. Want to make a very, very special announcement that I'm very excited about. And that is in the new year. The reason why you might have seen me like off the grid certain times, maybe not on social media, I've been working, to build the app. It's called the Love First TV app. Now, this app is our network that we're launching. It's a subscription based app. It's only going to be $5 a month, $6 for the year. To start off the first month, we got over 100 videos on there. We got podcasts on there, game shows, comedies, web series, and a whole lot more. Now, the biggest thing is why you want to be a part of this to all the creators and the audience, but to the creators at the end of the year, our goal is to invest $100,000 into upcoming creators for new content for the app in 2023. So we're going to be launching in the first 2 months of 2022. Towards the end of the year, we're going to select upcoming creators that we feel are impressive, that can bring dope content to the app, and we're going to invest $100,000 into them. So you want to be a part of this. This is something that's, if you love amazing content and you're just bored with your TV and the other streaming apps, tune into this. It's only $5. You can't lose. And we got a whole lot much more once we do the launch. So we're going to dive into it. But super excited. And I definitely want you guys a part of that too with you guys' amazing podcast.
Nice.
Now let's get into it. The wrap up, right? We had a very, very interesting year. Obviously, 2020 was a year that we'll never forget. 21 is supposed to be the bounce back. I don't know how much of a bounce back it is, but we're gonna go through some moments. So I have some music questions with y'all, and then we're gonna have Natika go into some big news stories of the year. So what I want to ask y'all, Who do y'all feel like in hip hop is the rookie of the year for 2021? Which one came out this year and really showed off? Start with Quante. Oh, Big K. Country K.
Um, hmm, Rookie of the year.
I know some people saying
That's
Baby
tough.
King.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's tough because you got Baby King, but then you got all of
Oh, wait, it broke up.
Detroit,
Say
bro.
that again.
You know what I mean? Like it's like
Wait,
yeah.
say it again. It broke up.
I
It
said you
broke up
got
a little
Baby
bit.
King, but then you also got all. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Come on. All right. I said yeah, you got Baby King, but then you got all of Detroit. Like Detroit just made a whole wave of folks just come in and
Yeah.
just made a name for a city.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's really that's why I was just sitting here contemplating like that's tough. Like can you give it to one artist or could you give that award to a city? Because Detroit just came in strong this year.
Mm. Mm. Now that's
You know
that's
what I
an interesting
mean?
perspective. Detroit do got a lot of artists just popping out coming through. Detroit and Chicago. Um, that's interesting. So all right, so you give it to the whole city of Detroit. We'll accept that. Detroit's been doing their thing in 2021. Let's bring it to Natika. I'm curious, who is your rookie of the year?
Um, maybe I feel like Lil Nas X is the rookie of
Okay.
the year. Cuz I mean, he came on the scene back in what 2017, 2018, but like this year he went full throttle
Yeah.
with the promotion for his album for Montero. I think that's what he called his album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just went all in and just trolling people left and right because he knew that he
Definitely
was going to
trolling.
get a lot of haters. And I commend him for going on with that. Like he came out with like his marketing campaign was so creative, and a lot of it was,
Yeah.
yeah, like for example, I think at one point he was like, "Oh, I'm pregnant," even though he can't get pregnant. But there were like pictures of him with like a fake belly, and I know it angered people, but like bad publicity is like any publicity. I forget how it goes, but
Mm-hmm.
he took the controversy and ran with it, and
Yeah.
yeah, good for him. So
Yeah,
that's
that
my
that's
opinion.
yeah, that's actually a really dope answer and response because I think most people don't realize he's still a rookie because he just dropped his first album this year. So a lot of people might feel like he came out with Old Town Road, so he's not new, but he just dropped his first album. So if you do put him in the rookies, he's definitely probably the top performing rookie of the year for sure, 2021. Um Personally, me what I would say, I would lean towards Baby King. I definitely think Lil Nas X is the top performer. Definitely respect what Detroit is doing. But Kendrick Lamar's cousin, I think he hit the ground running, making a name for himself. And then he brought out some exclusive verses from Kendrick, some fire verses from Kendrick. So he definitely had all eyes on his music. So I'm excited to see what all of them do, how their second albums turn out, and how it goes. So that'll be interesting. Now, next one, who had the biggest comeback of the year? Who had the biggest comeback? Who wants to take that one first?
Does it have to be musically speaking? Like, do they have to have released anything?
No, let's say any type of comeback. I'm curious who you got in mind.
Britney Spears.
Oh, that's yo.
This was
That's
the
true.
year of Free Britney. I'm like I grew up listening to Britney Spears, and I did not know, I didn't expect her to actually get out of her conservatorship, but that whole thing just like snowballed, and I know that it was a lot of media attention on her, but I'm just really glad that she's able to be free And whether it means she does any music or not, her fan base is totally behind her, whether she's performing in Vegas or, retires completely. So that's my 2 cents.
For sure. I think that's real because a lot of people weren't talking about Britney till this year. I mean, she was going through some difficult situations, but yeah, she got through it. So that's an amazing comeback. That's a great one. Who you got, Kay?
Honestly, no matter who I say, Britney Spears probably just watch.
Yeah,
I might. That's why I mute my mic because it's like I don't want to be, rude. Right? Britney Spears is great because it was I mean, the middle school I went to, they played Britney Spears and NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and all that music. When I went to school and PE and stuff like that, I didn't listen to that in my personal time, but I got a soft spot for Britney Spears and all those guys. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel that. I feel that point. Honestly, I seriously was gonna say I was torn between Nick Cannon and Fat Joe.
Okay.
So I can make these short points for both. Nick Cannon, he lost Wildin' Out because of the old anti-Semitic thing, and he basically rebranded himself after he apologized and got educated. Yeah. Got himself a new show. Yeah. He brought Wildin' Out back, but that's like an old thing. But he had himself a new show. He has himself a family. Like he's pretty much like going in a different direction of how he used to be.
Yeah.
And then I'll say Fat Joe because he's hosting these verses now. And honestly, like he'll put out a hit every a year, maybe a year or two will go by or something like that. But you really don't hear much about Fat Joe like nowadays. Now he's hosting the verses and he's in the public eye all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just two opinions. I love Britney Spears though.
Yeah, I think we all got a soft spot for Britney, right? Keeping it real. But I think the Nick Cannon and the Fat Joe, I think that's a good one, especially Nick Cannon. I think that's a dope one. Personally, I'm gonna have to give it to a man that kind of went wild on the campaign trail, and he was known for everything but the music. And then he kind of came back this year and gave us some music in the album that people were really anticipating. So I want to put Kanye West in for that one, for comeback of the year, me personally. I feel like he had a lot of, his fan base was kind of against him when he was supporting certain things. And now he kind of came back to the hip hop world and, he's doing gospel music and things of that nature. And he made an impact. He had like some really big sales, So actually to everyone watching, all the fans, let us know in the comment section, who do you feel like had the biggest comeback of the year? Because these are some great ones between Britney Spears, Nick Cannon, and Kanye West. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know. Let's see. Our next one. Best beat of the year. What song had the craziest beat of the year? That's a good one. I'm trying to think in my head real quick. I know
this was entirely too tough.
It's tough.
But yeah. I just feel like I don't think rap has the best beat.
Yeah, it don't have to be
that's
rap.
What makes it tough.
Yeah.
That's why this is so tough.
Okay.
Because you got a lot of pop songs kind of utilizing a lot of different shit, a lot of different things. And then you got house music and stuff like that. I don't know, bro. I just be going to different vibes here and there because I don't go out no more. Corona has took away my freedom. But now I go in because I got Apple Music and YouTube Music, and I just sit there and listen to all of the just random stuff when I get bored, at least when I'm off and stuff like that. But like I've heard some crazy stuff, but that's why I said this is tough.
Yeah, for sure. I think me personally, even though like I rap and stuff, I'm probably gonna choose like an R&B beat. It's probably like an R&B beat that was dope. I know, yo, you know, it's so dope. I had to like remix it too. Like, I liked, I like Gallus by Capella Gray. I know a lot of, if you're not in New York, you might not be too familiar yet, but you'll know who Capella Gray is. But Gallus Way sampled that Juvenile. I liked, what is it, like Your Mind Still? It's like by Young Blue. I like that beat. Um, and my final, I'm gonna just go with those two for now. Those two kind of got me for now. Well, what you got, Natika?
It's so hard for me to say because like I listen to all types of music, and these days a lot of like mainstream music there's a lot of different types of musical styles that have entered mainstream and have fused together. Like, for example, like you and I did that single bachata, right?
Yeah,
Um, in Latin American music, like Latin pop music, bachata has entered mainstream in a way where not Dominican artists are using bachata. Like we have like a most recent single came out with Rosalia and The Weeknd, and neither of them are Dominican. And then also there was another song with a bachata beat with Nati Peluso, who's Argentinian but lives in Spain, and I forget the other guy's name, but it's his single. But they're both like she's Argentinian and he's Spanish,
yeah,
so like bachata as a whole music form has transcended beyond like the Dominican Republic. And then you also hear in a lot of reggaeton music like Afrobeat. It's become very prevalent. So it's so hard for me to pick because like I like all of that stuff. And then there's also the resurgence of like old school beats coming into like being reused, like Wild Side by Normani using the Timbaland beat from One in a Million by Aaliyah. So it's just like
yeah.
they just hit copy and paste, but I'm also like, oh, also gives me the feels. So again, it's so hard for me to say because I like pretty much everything.
Got you. So we're gonna say bachata. Our song bachata had the best beat because that
when
joint was fire. It had bachata and drill mixed in
when
one.
you sent that to me, I was like, I have to do this.
But real shout out to 2300. He produced that, man. That joint is
Nice.
fire. All right, let's go into this one may be another hard one too. If y'all don't want a particular if y'all don't have a particular video, y'all could say artist with the best video because I'm gonna say artist for this one. But who had the best music video of 2021? So if you want to go with artist in general instead of an exact song, you can. I'll kick it off with this one. So I'm gonna go with the baby. I feel like the baby continuously has these innovative videos that are just so creative. And then it feels like he's been dropping it like every week in 2021. It's like a brand new video from him all the time. And then he'll get canceled. He has a music video about it the next day. Like, how do you, like, so, he's working so hard. I want to give it to the baby because he's truly inspirational when it comes to the videos. Who wants to take it next?
I guess I'll go. I ain't gonna lie, you took the words right out of my mouth because I was literally thinking like the baby lonely. Like right now, I feel like that probably was the best one. Where basically he goes to the psych ward, the song with him and Lil Wayne
Yes,
goes to
great
the
one.
psych ward and stuff like that, and he's the Joker. That was a very dope video, like a very dope video. Yeah. Or I was gonna say, I don't remember the name of the song. It was one of Boss's songs. Or was it Cole? Oh no, that Heavens. That
Which one? Oh, I think we got you freezing on here, Kay. All right, we're gonna come back to Kay. We're gonna go to
Okay.
Natika. Who would you say
Um,
has the best music video of 2021?
Hard for me to say as well because I like a lot of them, but I guess can I point out like some in particular that struck out to me?
For
So
sure.
going back to Wild Side by Normani, the choreography, the cinematography, like insane, just like how in sync everyone was, and there were moments where like the screen would tilt and then she's like sliding across and then the dancers are all moving like the other thing is what else? Also, are you familiar with James Blake?
Yeah, yeah.
He's one of my favorite artists of all time, and he came out with an album this year. And I think it was like his first single, "Say What You Will," and his music video was a lot different from like the music videos he had released in the past. Like he was doing more acting, and in the video it's between him and Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother, and they're both like he's the whole song's about him fighting imposter syndrome, like comparing himself to Phineas, but there's a bit of humor in the video as well. Definitely check that out. And I'm trying to think of what else. I'm also gonna go back to Lil Nas X when he came out with Montero. Like that video broke the internet when it came out. Like it was just all of the TikTok videos that parody that video. Like I watched them all. It was insane. So probably among the
Yeah.
best. Yeah.
No, those are good choices. Now, the Lil Nas X one may not personally be for me, but you can't deny that it's an epic video that has a lot of production value.
And the funny thing was he took a lot of inspiration, like some of the like he did the storyboard, right? And he used some of like his inspiration from SpongeBob.
You got to
And
do
it's so
it.
funny to see how like Gen X and millennials like we use SpongeBob memes to just cope with, the impending reality that is life. And he
Right.
used that and incorporated it into his music videos. So,
For sure, for sure.
yeah.
All right. Let's give let's give out who how do I want to word this one? I want to say who we'll call it the step up award, right? Who stepped up to a whole nother level this year? They was out here, but this year, they like yesterday's price is not today's price. That's what we're gonna call that. So who got that? Yesterday's price is not today's price. Let's kick it off with K. We got K back.
all right. So yesterday's price is not today's price. Uh, award for me. That's funny. That award goes to. I mean, she convinced me, bro. Lil Nas X, bro. She convinced me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Just, I mean, I don't listen to his music, but just hearing her points right now, I'm like, yeah, all that shit makes sense. I've seen him on TV. I've seen him on social media, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like he probably saying that the check, I mean, the numbers have gone up. I feel like that's probably what he's saying. But I'm not sure right now. Like that, this traffic is honestly taking my mind away from the show. I apologize, guys.
It's all
I'm gonna
good.
be all the way honest with you.
No, but that's a legit one. That's a legit one. That's hard to argue with. I'm curious, Natika, because you did put Lil Nas X in the ring, but who do you give your yesterday's price is not today's price to?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay. Yeah, yesterday's price is, not
Yeah.
today's price. Anything in particular do you feel like is what catapulted her this year? That stood up for you?
Her I feel like her dance moves got better.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and like what else? And like I listened to her newest album recently and I'm like, okay, cool. You know,
Yeah.
she's definitely making her mark cuz she like exploded on the scene last year and this year she just like kept going and I remember watching the video Cry Baby with the baby and she's like her dance moves, she was just like it was on point. It was totally on point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely, I agree, and you know it's crazy too. Meg Thee Stallion, she just got a deal with Netflix, first look deal. So with that deal, it's basically she's gonna be creating TV shows, content, could be movies for Netflix. You know, whatever shows and movies she creates, she has to bring to them first. So we're gonna see a lot in the TV world, and she definitely did her thing this year. So for
That's
sure.
awesome. I'm here for it. I'm so ready.
Yes, yeah, I want to see that too. Let me see. Yesterday's price is not today's price. All right, I don't know if this is the number one answer, but when I do think about yesterday's price and not today's price, it shocked me because I was so hyped about the Ja Rule versus Fat Joe battle. So when Ja Rule won, and then it kind of reminded you how dope Ja Rule's music was and nostalgic. And then you just really started seeing him on interviews everywhere else, you know. And I'm not gonna say he had as big as years as who you guys name, but I do feel like yesterday's price is not today's price for him. I think Ja Rule's booking really went up after that Triller battle. Um, then you could also say Jake Paul too, because I do watch boxing. So I think the fact that Jake Paul is really he's making more money off boxing than boxers, which is so
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm make one point before you on top of your point. I told one of my friends, well, a few of my friends, I said, "Yo, Jake, the Paul brothers are gonna bring back boxing video games, like how Fight Night and all of that was all that going on.
yeah.
They're gonna bring back the boxing video games, bro. Their popularity and their influence is gonna bring back boxing games."
Yeah.
And they laughed me out the room.
They gonna see
But I'm glad you said
2022.
that.
They're another
Yeah.
example of people who take controversy and just run with it, you know, like they profit off of that. And as much as I personally despise them, I'm not gonna hate that they're they're getting what they can out of it, you know? Like the kids love them. I used to teach and then my students would be like, Miss Natalie, do you know about Jake Paul? And I'm like, don't talk to me about them. I don't want to hear it.
For real. Like last week, I found myself watching the Jake Paul Tyrone Woodley too. Like I was like, oh man, like and he filled up the arena. So I mean, it's interesting. I personally don't like the pranks and all the antics, and I kind of watch. I want to see him get knocked out, but I think it's interesting. What he's doing. He's definitely entertaining, and he got me tuning in somehow, some way. Let's go to the next one. Let's get into the R&B world, right? What would y'all say was the best R&B song of 2021? Um, I'll kick it with this one, then we'll go to Nautica and then Kay. So I'm gonna say best R&B song. So I did like Your Mind Still. I thought that was a dope one, by Young Blue. Gallus too by Capella Gray. But I will say, for some reason, it was stuck in my head. It just came out, so it might not be fair. But yo, that Summer Walker, like X for a reason though. That melody is just like crazy with that 90s vibe. I really like rock with like 90s type vibe and music. Um, but I say Capella Gray is up there, Young Blue is up there, but Summer Walker is up there for sure too with X for a reason though. Very catchy. Um, Natika, I'm kind of curious. What was your favorite R&B song of 2021?
um I'm again, I'm a James Blake super fan, so any song of his, I'm like, yes. Uh so I guess from his new album, um I really loved I don't know if this would be considered R&B, but I know that a lot of his music sort of cleaves in that direction.
Hmm.
Friends That Break Your Heart.
Okay, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, like you just hear it and you want to cry.
Friends that break your heart. So
Yeah,
it's
because
like,
it's not
yeah.
about romance. It's about like someone you really trust, and they screw you over in the end. And like sometimes that's like so much more painful than a romantic partner. Like, we've all experienced that heartbreak when you really trust in someone and then they stab you in the back or they just completely leave you for dead, and you're like, how could they do this to me? Like, they're my I trusted this person, like this person's like my family. So like that song addresses that, and I feel like I don't really hear many songs out there that talk about like the heartbreak that is the end of friendships. So
Facts. Actually, I really rock with that. That's definitely a theme I relate to, but I love hearing like music like that. So I gotta check out that song.
yeah.
Go check that out. Okay, who you got for us for the best R&B song of 2021?
Um, hmm, I'm a big fan of Brent Fires,
Oh, yo, yeah, yep.
but
We got a
but
butt.
I want to say so. Yeah, no, I'm saying but because I'm not entirely sure if it's a recycled Drake verse, but wasting time like that song that came out. I'm not sure if it's a recycled Drake verse. It sounds very familiar,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I feel like that song was probably the best for me, just because when it came out and you haven't heard anything from him. I like Wasting Time. That was probably one of my favorite songs. It's R&B ish, kind of rappy. It's like an in
Yeah,
between song. It's like it's a little hip hoppy.
got you, got
That
you.
that's my
No, that's a good one too. That's a good one. Oh, you just gotta yeah, the camera. There we go. But yeah, nah, I think he's actually a dope artist. Actually like a lot of songs by that artist too. But wasting
What's the name
time,
of the artist again?
Brent Fires, right? That's how you say it?
Oh, okay, okay, because I missed it the first time.
Yeah, and he got a song out with Drake. I think it's a new verse with Drake. I think it might be old though. Like he just never released it because I know a lot of people's like we have that nostalgic Drake feel when they heard his feature on there. But I mean, I encourage people, man, when you check out that artist, even listen to his non-mainstream songs. Like they're pretty fire. Like his pretty fire. Um, so who has this might be a little harder, best R&B album of the year? Again, I'm probably gonna go with Summer Walker because I like the '90s vibe, and I haven't really listened to too many just straight R&B albums. I'm more like to pick out the songs and stuff like that. Um, but I think a lot of the consensus for people is Summer Walker this year as far as one of the top R&B albums. Um, but what do y'all think? Who do y'all want to put in the ring? Go with Natika.
So I can't really say for sure, but I did listen to some Walker recently, and like yeah, I agree. Like I like her vibe, and she has a great voice and stuff, and I'm looking forward to checking out more of her music soon.
For sure, for sure. And then next year you're gonna have best R&B album of the year is dropping. Natika dropping. I gotta get my feature on there, you know.
Yeah, I got more music coming on the way. Yeah.
Fire, fire. Kay, I'm curious, man. Who you feeling for best R&B album of 2021?
see that it sucks because I have not heard Summer Walker's album
Mm.
this year, but I was a fan before.
Yeah.
It's not like I stopped being a fan, so I'm a fan of her. I'm a fan of what she has going on. For me, for me, a lot of R&B. Question. All right, before I answer this question, is Certified Lover Boy considered a rap album?
Yeah, I guess it's a hybrid. If you want to give it in there, it's a hybrid. You want to give Certified Lover Boy?
He raps, but he steals Drake on that album. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's probably mostly singing. It's probably mostly singing. I never looked at it that way. That's probably maybe why I didn't like it as much as I did, because I was more expecting a rap album. So and it's like you could like something, but if you expect something like me, I drink water all day, every day, right? But when I'm trying to drink Sprite and I think it's Sprite and water comes out, it's gonna throw me off. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. Yeah, but the thing is, Drake came out like with So Far Gone and all that. He was singing the whole time on that. Like he rapped every once in a while, but he was singing mostly on that when he first found out Drake.
That's true.
So that's why I'm confused on how to gauge, because it's like I have an answer for each question, but I have a problem because my answer might not fit.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I'm
honestly, your perspective is pretty dope. Like, so my thing is like, I feel like Drake probably makes the top R&B songs if you put it that way, but can he sing as good as the other R&B singers and the other R&B albums?
No.
He has a nice tone to his voice.
Huh?
He has a nice tone to his voice, has like that low sort of baritone tone to him, it's like a panty dropper, I guess.
All right. Got the vote.
Certified Lover Boy.
Certified Lover Boy wins. Ding, ding, ding. Gotcha.
Oh.
So let's kind of jump out of music for a little bit. And a lot of these streaming services and TV channels, especially streaming services, these past couple years, they've been doubling in profits just off shows and putting out shows and content, and people have been streaming like crazy. So I want to know, 2021, what was that show of the year for you guys? It could be streaming, it could be on TV. What was the top TV show for y'all 2021 that people should be looking out for? Yeah, I'm not gonna kick off this one. I'm gonna let someone else kick it
off. So I actually, I feel like this one's pretty obvious, like Squid Game. That show was like everyone or all over the world watch it. Like I was in Colombia when it came out. I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was like not feeling well that day. Wasn't COVID, but like people were watching that show all over the world. Like my family's watched it. They call it El Juego del Calamar, which literally means Squid Game.
Yeah.
Dude, it was viral all over the world. Like that show broke Netflix streaming records.
Facts. That's that's definitely the number one. That's definitely number one. All right. I'm gonna go and then we'll pass it to Kay. So I'm gonna say it's hard to be Squid Game because that literally broke the record. So that's literally the number one show.
Yeah.
But I guess something that I really like Power. I got to catch up on Power. I just think that is really going crazy, and just how he got into these other characters and new seasons. So I think that's really dope. And surprisingly, what caught me off guard, which is a really good show, I'm anticipating the return of, and a lot of people may not have heard of it, but on Netflix, it's a show with Mike Epps called The Upshaws. Like no lie, like I'm waiting for season 2. So it just hit me in my head because I'm like, yo, like what show am I like feeding to see like season 2 of? And the Upshaws is definitely one of those. Kay, what you got? Like
All
that
right.
background.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say the same
I
thing.
switched from my phone to
The
my computer.
transformation.
I switched from my phone to my computer. I was like, what's going on with my computer? So when I got here, I opened my laptop, dead.
Yes.
It was dead. So I was just over here scrambling, just like I don't know if you saw the anguish in my face, but I was
We there, we up there. I like it. So who you got for best TV show 2021? Oh, did we lose him?
Yeah, he's frozen. He's frozen in his background.
Oh no. This day's been crazy for my boy K.
Oh no.
Oh man, we're gonna come back to him when we get him back on there. Um, let's go into best movie. We'll name our best movies, and when K comes back, we'll just have him name his TV show and movie. So best movie of 2021. Like you feel with the statistics. I'm gonna let you kick this off. What's the number one movie 2021?
Okay, right now, so I haven't seen this movie, but everyone is telling me to go watch it. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, fire. I just seen
And
that a
like
couple days ago.
no spoilers because I didn't see the movie, but like everyone's like, run, don't walk to your nearest movie theater and watch it now. And I have to watch it. Partly because every time they film a Spider-Man movie, it's always in Sunnyside, Queens, the neighborhood where I grew up. And I remember being a kid and seeing when they filmed the Spider-Man movies, like when they blocked off the streets, like very common thing to happen. And in this new movie, one of my friends told me that where I think he works or Mary Jane works, I guess this would be a spoiler, but a non-spoiler. But they work at a diner, and this is a diner where I used to go to as a kid. It's called Alpha Donuts,
Mm.
and it's like a hole in the wall. Now I'm kind of like drifting off the subject, but I just had to put it in there because I'm like so proud of my home neighborhood. Um, but yeah, like in the scene, you see like the Alpha Donuts, and they haven't changed their design since they opened in like the mid 60s. Like you feel like you're transported back into time. But anyway, I think that has been one of the highest grossing movies so far. Like it broke box office. Like it passed its budget like when it came out this weekend.
Yeah, I believe that, and I seen Spider-Man. So actually, I wasn't even gonna say that till you said that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give the title to Spider-Man. We still got the Matrix coming out, so I'm
Oh, I'm
interested to
so
see
excited
how that
about
goes.
that.
Yeah, I've been waiting. I've been having a countdown, so we'll give it to Spider-Man. But notice this was filmed before the Matrix. Special note: this is gonna come out after the Matrix, but this was filmed before the Matrix. And if we got K back, so we gotta hear your favorite TV show 2021 and movie of 2021.
so my favorite TV show, just to make it quick because you guys already passed it. Um, like I was saying, the consensus we all saying Squid Games, but personally, I've been enjoying the live action Cowboy Bebop on Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah, I seen a
Yeah,
couple episodes. Fire. Yeah.
yeah. So Cowboy Bebop came out, anime and stuff like that, like cartoon version, all that stuff, and it was so dope. They were just like, all right, we got to make a movie, another show about it, or something like that. And they brought it out live action, and they have my man
John
John
Cho.
John Cho, thank you.
Yeah, from
He's
Harold and
playing
Kumar.
he's playing Spike, and then they just have they got different characters, but it's came out pretty well. Came out pretty well. I'm really anticipating that. Um, that's just like a personal favorite that I've seen
Well, they're not
recently.
coming out with a second season, right?
What?
No.
What?
Yeah, like they're like, I feel like the Cowboy Bebop fans were split because some people that I spoke to that watched it were like, for example, my partner, he hated it. He was just like, this is horrible. Not like, this was so disappointing to watch. I didn't even finish it. And then I have another friend who was like, listen, I understand it's not the same thing as like the TV show, but in its own right it's pretty good. Like if you don't compare it to the anime, then it's pretty good like by itself.
Yeah.
So but
That's
yeah,
how
I
I
guess
feel.
the outrage was so bad that Netflix was like, all right, we're not renewing it for a second season.
Okay.
Wow. I think,
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's
if you look at the
understandable.
standalone, I think it's definitely fire. But I guess if you have the, high pressure compared to anime. Okay,
Yeah.
what's your favorite movie of 2021? What's the top movie 2021?
So I think did, did that come out 2021 or was it 2020? Judas and the Black Messiah.
Mm, I haven't seen
Was
that
that
one.
last year? I'm
That's
gonna
what
look
I'm
this
saying. I'm
That
not
was that's
sure. I
last
think it
year.
was
I'm gonna look
February.
this up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
the
might look.
producers in the background are saying that's last year.
Oh no, it came out this year. It came out this year.
What
Yeah.
when?
Okay. Cool. Yeah. It's like February, right?
Um let me see.
It's like early.
Yeah, February.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay, it counts. It's in there.
So yeah, that honestly, I feel like what's my guy's name? God dang it.
Lakeith Stanfield.
No, the main character. Lakeith did amazing. Just by the way, I want to say that before I move on. He did amazing in that. What's my guy's name? He's British, but he plays an American like amazing.
Daniel
The
Didn't they
one
just
Kaluuya.
Daniel. I never can pronounce his last name, but yeah, he's a great actor. He's a great actor, man. I love that guy. Yeah, he did an amazing job, and that's kind of why I still hold that in high regard. And I've watched a bunch of movies on HBO Max. You know what I mean? So I feel like he did. Those two guys did such of a great job. Like I feel like that's probably the best movie for me of 2021.
fire, fire. Okay, let's go. So I just got a few more for y'all, and then we'll get into the top news stories. So just a few more. Let's do who is the best rapper of 2021? Best rapper of 2021. I'm a so to not be biased, I'm gonna take myself out the equation because feel like it's me. Kwame says hi, available all streaming platforms. Make sure I check that out, download that. It's fire. But I will say, best rapper, I want to give it to who I feel like had the consistently. I mean, I know he was getting canceled and stuff, but I think the baby has been super, super consistent. I just feel like he's been someone dropping songs every week, and it's all fire. It seems like he drop a new song every week, and it's just like always fire. Um, a good runner up too for me would probably be Meg Thee Stallion. It's really hard to choose between them because she's also going here. Natika, who you got?
I mean, I would agree with Meg the Stallion. And also like I'm thinking about like Spanish language rappers. Bad Bunny.
Wow,
I
yeah,
I love Bad Bunny.
Bunny been going
Like I
crazy.
mean, if you ever get a chance to like listen to his lyrics, and like translate them, he's
You know,
great.
he's super dope.
Yeah,
And
for
like
real.
yeah, he's
Now,
super
but you know
dope. I
what?
love
Like
him.
Spanish people, it's a cheat code because like I swear, like y'all language and vocabulary be so poetic. Like you translated that, I be like, what? It be-
Yes, the rhyming scheme is a lot. I think it's a lot easier because English is just like a hodgepodge of different languages. You know, English is like, oh, I like what the Native Americans did there. Let me take from them. Oh, the French conquered us. We absorbed some of their language.
right.
Um, and then so on and so forth. So I mean, it's kind of hard, especially like when I have family members learning English and they're like, wait, but like, why do you say though, but then you say through, and then plow, and then you know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't make the rules.
Thanks. Yo, shout out to Bad Bunny, Meg the
Yeah.
Stallion. Who you got, Kay? Who is the best rapper of 2021?
I would agree with y'all with Meg on the runner up part.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another tough one for me because it's like
So
different artists just running in my head right now, just based off of. So, all right, let me ask you this: are we doing popularity, or are we doing like lyrics and stuff? Because you got a lot of different artists that came out
I mean, honestly,
rapping pretty hard this year.
so I'm gonna have a different one for best verse. So maybe you want to
Oh,
say the
okay, all
lyricist
right,
one
well
for
then,
best verse. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back with Drake. Then I like the baby. I like the baby. I want to say Lil Boosie too, which is weird because people don't. I ain't gonna say weird. I'm gonna just say it's gonna be, it's. I ain't gonna necessarily say weird. Weird is not the right word, but I'll just say, fuck. I don't have the right word for it, but it's just unpopular.
Yeah, yeah.
Lil Boosie's unpopular, but he came out with a lot of different albums this year and a lot of good music. Like, you know what I mean? Just for my taste.
Yeah, he had a song with the baby that was pretty hard too. Yeah. What
Oh
was it?
yeah, God dang it.
I know there was an
All the
Autumn
time.
video. Yeah,
Yeah, when he slapped the dude and all that.
yeah.
God dang it.
Slap
Which
the
they
beat
were
before he
acting,
got
and
good.
he told him to actually slap him at the end of it. He like, "Lo, really slapped me?" Like, I was like, "What?"
Trying to make it real, they going in.
For
All
sure.
right, so we do have best verse coming up, but before we get there, I want to know who had the best collaboration, who had the best musical collaboration, because WAP came out 2020, right? So that was like the best collaboration 2020. 2021, what was that collaboration that really broke the internet? It really stopped everything. I kind of I'll lean the not think of first on this one.
Pass unless I think of something because I my mind is blank right now.
Got you. You got something
Um,
okay for best collab?
yeah, actually, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Kim and Kendrick.
Wow, that
Just because Kendrick Kendrick verse and the dance he did on the verse, you got little kids doing that dance right now on TikTok and stuff. The whole little, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like he he kind of stopped everything and made him say, "Pay attention to the song." You know what I mean?
yeah, you're right. Um, that's actually dang, that's actually up there for me. I'm trying to see if I can come with a different answer, but that's definitely top two, top three for me. Um, I'm gonna say only because you said that one. I'll give it to I'll say Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. Fire, fire,
This
fire.
Yes.
got me paying
Yes.
Y'all
Oh man,
remember that? Y'all
I'm
remember
so
that?
mad I didn't think of that.
Oh my god!
I love how you and I both got excited, country. Like,
Yeah,
oh my god, duh.
But yeah, man, that album to just like sonically, I just love how they just came out sounding different than everybody else. When they hit the radio, you know it's them, you know. So definitely, it sounds like that's Natika's answer too. We're gonna go with that one.
Sure, yeah, let's say
Let's
that.
That's collab. Definitely another one in the comment section. Let us know who had the best collab of 2021 because that's a hard one. Um, we got best rap verse. Then we're gonna do best hip hop album. Then we're done with this, right? We're gonna get into the news stories. So best rap verse. Could be lyrical, it could be the most entertaining, however you feel. So personally, when I do rap, it's not to be cocky, it's just confidence. I take myself out of the equation. Otherwise, I would say my song Cheeks, man, really went off lyrically on there. So make sure you download that on all platforms. Cheeks, crazy verse, man. I'm gonna have to post that on my Instagram for the years off. But but best rap verse, what kind of really stays in my head, that Kendrick Lamar verse on that Baby Keem track, Family Affairs. Like Kendrick Lamar, like that verse, man. He had verse, just certain lines that stood out to me. Like I've been ducking the pandemic. He's like, I'm tired of these overnight activists. You know what I mean? That just come out to be activists for clout instead of being real. So it's just stuff that just kind of really like it hit me that I rock with. So I'm gonna say Kendrick Lamar's verse on Baby Keem song Family Affairs. We'll switch it up this time. We'll start with country first, and then we'll go to Natika and end it on there. So who you got for best rap verse?
I know I'm forgetting something. I had to, but I know I'm forgetting another one. Right now, the only one I for sure can say is Freddie Gibbs, Big Boss Rabbit.
I love that flow in there. Yeah, it's a hard
I
flow.
think he killed that. Honestly, think he killed that.
Man, shout
And
out to Freddie Gibbs.
I had another one, but go ahead.
Okay, we can come back to it if you got it. Natika, who you got for best rap verse 2021?
I don't know about best rap verse, but like Zach Fox is so outlandish that he just like can't be ignored.
Yeah, I got to check him out. Who's Zach Fox?
Zach Fox, he's like a comedian, rapper, music director. Like he frequently collaborates with Thundercat.
Like
Um
Thundercat.
and I'm trying to think of, like he's in that LA scene.
Yeah,
And
he looks like a substitute PE teacher. Like,
Yeah, I just pulled up a picture too.
yeah.
Zach Fox is hilarious.
Yeah, he is hilarious. I saw him perform at the Bell House earlier this year, like during the summer, and like I hadn't really heard of him up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, he's ridiculous. Like
So y'all
it's
put
just
it on.
it's like I'm trying to think. He's almost like nihilist in the way that he approaches things. He just kind of just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You're almost like, does this make sense?
Is it similar at all to like, because when I think of comedic rapper, I think about like Lil Dicky. Is it like similar to that or different?
uh, kind of. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Like it's funny. Yeah. Um, but I feel like Zach Fox is a lot more offensive than Lil Dicky. But Lil Dicky definitely pushes the envelope. Yeah.
For sure. Wow. All right. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, y'all putting people on, man. Freddie Gibbs and Zach Fox. All right. Nice, nice. Last but not least, hip hop album of the year. I feel like I already know country's answer. Well, I don't know because he gave it the R&B title. So now I'm curious. Best hip hop album of the year. We'll go country. I'll answer, and then we'll end with Natika. Um, so what you think in country for best album? We had Kanye, we had Drake, we had
Gospel
the
R&B.
Baby, we had Meg The Stallion. Busta Rhymes dropped this year, right? Was that this year?
Dang. Nas also dropped as well.
Yeah, Nas. Mm-hmm.
Um, it's tough. I want to give it to Megan just based on all the hard work I see that she does and stuff like that, but I have not heard a track from her in years. Other than like the things I hear like on, passing the radio, switching between FM AM to Bluetooth. Like
Yeah.
that's really kind of what you know what I mean? That's probably as much as I get out of Megan, but I mean, I know she dope. I know a lot of females like her and what she stand for, but
Yeah.
um, I'm gonna give it to Nas. Just simply because that's probably the last full album I've heard that I know came out in 2021.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's a lot of music that came out in these last few years. You're not entirely sure which year it came out in. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? So, um, the baby dropped literally 6 albums in the last 3 years. So, I don't know which album goes where.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's hard too because Roddy Ricch just dropped the album, so I didn't even get through that one yet. But this is definitely a tough one. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna lean towards J. Cole. I feel like as a whole album, I think J. Cole is without a CK
That's a good one.
space.
That's a good one. No,
Yeah,
that's a really good one. I'm sticking with Nas, but that's a really good one.
yeah. So I think just as a whole, it caught me. But I'm not gonna lie, like one of my favorite songs. Oh man, I should have said that for favorite song. But I really like Tyler Creator, the "What Is Your Name" and the vibes he had going on with his album too. So I think that was kind of slept on Tyler Creator's album. Natika, who you got for us?
I don't have anything. I gotta be honest. I don't have anything, so I'm just gonna say that.
Got you. So what was your favorite album just in general? It don't got to be hip hop. Any album, any genre.
Oh shoot. Oh, that is a great question. It's all a blur. I feel like 2020 and 2021, it's
Yeah,
just they're like just one big year for me. So there are a lot of great albums that came out last year as well as this year, and I can't think of anything to be honest. Shoot. What am I? Okay. Can I say something from like last year?
sure. If it's still rock, if it came out the end, towards the end, right?
Sure. I'm gonna go back to Bad Bunny. He had this one album that came out. I think it was like on December 31st of
Oh, there
last
you go.
year.
All right, we'll
Yeah,
take
yeah.
it. New Year's Eve.
And the album's called Yo hago lo que me da la gana, which literally means I do whatever I want to. Oh no. That's not the one that I was thinking. I think the one. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up because
Got
he
you.
he also, like you were saying about the baby or Lil Baby, that they released 6 albums within 3 years. Like this guy was dropping like so much music super quick.
Yeah,
I
for
think the name of
sure.
his album is called oh yeah, El Último Tour del Mundo, like the last tour of the world or something like that. Because like at that moment when that album came out, we were like, not everyone had access to the vaccines, and like everything was still pretty bad with COVID. Not that we're in a better place right now, but yeah, anyway, I guess that's one for me.
Yeah, no, look,
I'll,
December
I
31st, we're gonna
tried.
rock with it.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good one. It does become a blur. I mean, you guys did amazing. I want to know they did not know these questions in advance. I just hit them
No.
on the
I
spot.
was like,
You
shit.
know what I'm saying? So that's how
Scrambling
real
for
it is.
answers.
They just had to do it off feeling right there,
I'm
So
gonna be
y'all know
honest
that
with
put
you.
people on the spot.
I
But
did not. I did not hide my nervousness at all.
You
um
literally froze.
Several times. Several times.
Oh, man. But let's before we wrap it up, let's actually, I know you have some big news stories to reflect on, that we could talk about. But what's some big news stories of 2021 we can reflect on?
Well, let's start with the beginning of the year, the Capitol riots. Like
Mm,
that
wow.
was that was insane when it came out. Like
Whew.
I'm sure everyone knew where they were when that happened.
Yeah, yeah. I remember watching that online, streaming live. Like I couldn't believe it was real. It felt like some end of the world type stuff. Like it was crazy. I can't even believe, wow, like it's been a whole year and that literally
Yeah, what
happened.
the hell?
You know
And
what I'm
like
saying?
no one, like only some people have gone to jail. Like
That's crazy.
most of them, it's like a slap on the wrist. Like it's insane. And they're just getting to the congressmen and senators who are like trying to be secretive about it, and they're like they got a hold of their text messages, so people are gonna go down. I just don't know when.
Yeah, only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Sure, that was crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
where were you at when that was going down, Kay?
January 6th. That's
Did you
tough
see it
because I
live or
was
you like heard about it after?
January 6th. I gotta figure out which day was that. Yeah, because my schedule.
I think that was a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday. You called it. Goodness, you called that one. So I probably was training.
So you just kind of probably just heard about like the after effect, like after you got off or something.
Heard everything afterwards because Wednesdays I was training for sure. I was definitely training all day because at that time I didn't have the job I have now, to when I work, basically early mornings and stuff. So I was working in the afternoons and nights. So I was training, doing all kind of my side trainings and stuff like that.
For sure. Yeah.
But I
Definitely
think that
cool.
is crazy though. I think that's crazy how like a few people and like how because I shout out to Jesus and Mero. I watch Jesus and Mero a lot. And they showed the lady that was going crazy on Twitter, like, I'm not going to jail and all that stuff. And she ended up going to jail. like 60 days or something like that. And she was showing like on TikTok, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna lose some weight, be working out. Like, I hope they have this and that. I was dying. I'm like, oh man, that's probably the best thing from that whole mishap with the country and the Capitol and stuff like that. Just seeing her and seeing the after effect from all of that boastful talking she was doing.
The entitlement, right?
Yeah. I found out recently that one of the voice actors from Bob's Burgers, do you guys watch that show?
Yeah.
The guy that plays Jimmy Pesto was in the Capitol riots. Like, he was arrested. Yeah. And I'm just like, that is such a Jimmy Pesto thing for him to do. Because his character is so shitty. And I'm like, wow, I'm not surprised.
For real, wow.
Honestly, we need to do a whole background on all of them because I need to see if they match up with their characters now.
Yo.
Yeah. Oh my god,
like,
the picture of the guy who plays Jimmy Pesto, it's exactly like him.
Oh my
you gotta
God.
look this up.
Yeah.
Now I gotta look this up.
I mean, even the voice lady that talks for the girls, like, she always plays some like very interesting, like, different type of roles. That reminds me of, it makes sense she plays
which
girl
one?
in
Because
the
there's
show.
only one voice actor in like the main cast of Bob's Burgers who's a woman.
Yeah, the one, and she talks for the girl with the pink hat.
Louise.
Yeah.
Louise, yeah.
So I was
Kristen
watching
Shaw, that's her name.
Yeah, I was
Kirsten
watching
Shaw.
her. What's her name?
Kirsten Shaw, I think.
Yeah, so I was watching Kirsten in like this other show about like the end of the world or something. So I was like, oh wow, put in the face to the voice. That's
Oh my god. I gotta share the article with you guys because like you have to see this.
Show us.
Oh my god. Hoo-wee. Oh my god. All right, I found it. I'm sharing it with you guys.
Yeah.
Where's the chat? Okay. All right. Okay. Because they have a side-by-side picture of the character and the voice actor. You'll see it.
Word. Yeah, I'm gonna post this in the video too. Oh wow,
Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh,
yeah,
my
for real.
God.
It all makes sense.
It's so
Yeah,
spot on.
facts. I'm saving this picture so we can post that in the podcast so the world can see
Yeah.
that.
That's hilarious.
For real.
So what does
Um,
Kirsten look like? Because she also was in BoJack Horseman.
Yeah. Well, let me
She
check if
was.
it's Kirsten or Kristen Shaw. Hold on.
Have
Oh,
you
it's
seen that? Okay,
what show?
BoJack Horseman.
Kristen
Mm-mm.
Shaw.
So the girl that plays Louise, she's one of the main characters in BoJack Horseman.
Oh, I gotta
In
check that out. So Kristen Shaws and BoJack Horseman.
I'm gonna be
she,
honest with you,
I
raunchy
think
as fuck.
she was. She played like a Lindsay Lohan type character in BoJack Horseman.
Well,
Oh, what was
Yeah,
her name?
that was pretty accurate actually.
Yeah, that was. I don't
Listen,
want to
Lloyd
spoil
Kirk.
it, but that show was rough to watch. But BoJack Horseman is a great show.
Yeah,
I gotta check it out. Lindsay Lohan type character. That's one of the best descriptions I've ever heard.
Yeah.
um, got you. Do we have any other news stories to reflect on?
Um, let's see. Like, what kind of do you want to hear? Like crypto news? You want to hear like
Anything that was big that kind of like broke the internet. We'll do one more that broke the internet.
um
January 6th definitely broke the internet, and that's gonna be in history books.
mhm. Um, I'm trying to think. I guess like the hurricanes in New York. At least that's a more New York centric one, but
Yeah.
like
So,
I didn't hear about that.
so we'll touch on both of the things that you brought up too, because I do remember everybody was really on the cryptocurrency, Dogecoin, and stuff like that, and which I was
oh
too. Like I played it smart, you know what I mean? Like I'd be in and out, like I played the market. Everybody else just listening to people, investing, and then when it dropped, they out. But yeah, I think So I encourage people do your research before you just do it. But I know Dogecoin had a lot of people on the come up make something, but a lot of people lost money because they stayed in. They didn't know what they was doing. They were just kind of
paper
following social
hands.
media. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that
So
was
I
definitely
remember. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
you go.
I remember when all that went down. Like, there was this one guy on Reddit. His name was like, oh shoot, I'm trying to remember. It was like Deep Fucking Value. That was his Reddit name, his Reddit username. And he had bought some stocks in GameStop like several months before, like back in 2020, something like that.
Yeah.
And he was really active on the subreddit Wall Street Bets, and he would post like his weekly gains and losses, and then at some point like everyone bought into GameStop, or I think they had heard that some like the investors wanted to like do away with GameStop, or they thought that it wasn't going to do well, and they were trying to short the stocks. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bunch of Redditors basically like rallied around them and bought some stocks, and then Robinhood stopped the sale of certain stocks, like they kind of like capped off. It was just like a big controversy. Some of my friends bought into GameStop and then they got out while it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people lost out on a lot because they just didn't know what they were doing. And
For real. For real. And
yeah,
that moment really exposed the matrix too, because when that stock started dropping, they were trying to get their money back. All of a sudden, they're like, doors are closed. Hold on.
I was so tempted, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait it out. Like, I was watching the stock market like every single day and seeing how that was gonna happen. Also, for there were a lot of like this year was the year of crypto coming into mainstream, because before that you didn't have any exchange traded funds for Bitcoin or for Ether. Um, and now you have that available, and there's like a lot of then like Coinbase became public, like they filed for an IPO, and so now you don't necessarily have to own crypto, but you can have a stake in some of these like crypto companies. So it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. And I think a lot of things that help to become mainstream are like, new apps like Robinhood and Webull and things like that. But I do encourage people because I've had CEOs and business people on here a lot kind of be against that. Some aren't. But what I encourage people, I think it's a good platform to use to just learn about the stock market. Don't hop on there and then invest your life savings in something. No,
Right.
just use that, mess with a little bit so you can kind of gauge how it works and understand. And I think that it's a good platform to teach you, not to just jump in and just start putting your life savings, because you're basically gambling if you're jumping into it that way.
Right,
You
right,
know?
right. Yeah, it's
Um,
been amazing because, for example, like I've talked to some family in Colombia, and like the right now the Colombian peso is like severely devalued in comparison to the American dollar. And I have one cousin who has some investments in some crypto, and he's just like, I've never had this much money in my life because he just like went in it. And I had to read a bunch of articles about how crypto became accessible in some African countries, and now they're able to kind of like get out of whatever situation they are in economically, because you can kind of sort of equalize yourself with other people globally.
yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
fire. And of course, these end of the world hurricanes and tornadoes that be coming around. So that was a big story in New York. Got hit hard by the hurricanes. I don't know if you've seen it, Kay, on the news, but it was real. Like when the train stations were flooded, they had a bus that was driving in, and people had to stand on top of the seats in the bus just because like the water filled it. The highways were flooded. You know, so that's something New York definitely ain't used to. We come from Florida, so me and Kay have experienced hurricanes, but a place that ain't really used to hurricanes like that, I think it was crazy. I'm curious from an outsider perspective, seeing that and watching that. What were your thoughts on that when that news hit?
Um, I thought that was insane. I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. I felt bad for a lot of people because you got a lot of people who probably lost their life in that stuff, man. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like people that's not able physically, you know what I'm saying? Like, and y'all got a bad stigma up there in New York. I'm gonna just be real with you. Y'all, the stigma up there is y'all really don't care about each other. So I mean, I'm
But we
I'm
do. We
I
don't, but
know,
we
but I'm
do.
saying I'm just telling you what the rest of us see. You know what I'm saying? So I, I really I really don't know because I ain't never been up there before. But like for the rest of the world, it makes it look like y'all really don't care about each other like that. Even though a lot of this stuff is, you know, they soft to the touch. Um, you know what I mean? The skin's not as tough. So I'm not personally saying that I'm a part of that ilk, but I'm not. But I will say that it was crazy to get back on topic. It was crazy. Um, it's like, dang, what? How do y'all? How do y'all even prepare for that? You know what I mean? Like, did
We
y'all? Because
weren't.
Stay
that's what I mean.
inside.
Because it's like, that's what I was gonna get to. It's like y'all just had Sandy just a couple years ago, like
Mhm.
kind of brushed by y'all.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like goodness gracious, like I feel like that's just on y'all officials at that point. Because once Sandy hit and y'all kind of saw like what happened with that, I feel like they should have kind of got something in place. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blame it on Albany, blame it on upstate New York politics, cuz like New York City is more densely populated than the rest of the state, but there's also upstate New York, like they're just as important. So that's always tough because a lot of the public transportation funding relies on whether the New York state government approves it or not. So it took so many years for them to fix the train the rails between like the South Ferry and like the Brooklyn one, like the Brooklyn, man, I can't even speak English, but like the R train was closed off between Manhattan and Brooklyn for a while.
Yeah.
Um the South Ferry train station was wrecked for a bit. Like, yeah, we weren't prepared. And we're still not prepared. Like, the MTA is always going to be under construction, which is so annoying.
Jesus, crazy. Yeah, like that's actually interesting too, because so when the hurricanes hit, so I'm like 15 minutes outside the city, right? But I'm on like this hill. It sucks to come up the hill, but like in situations like this, it's actually really good being on top of this very big hill. So I really didn't have much to worry about. I'm like looking on the news, like, wow, this is crazy. Now, Natiga, you're actually located in Queens, kind of like in the middle of it. What was your thoughts as like it was happening?
So I live in uptown Manhattan now, but I'm in Queens like almost all the time.
Yeah,
Um
Manhattan, so.
so I'm really lucky that my parents were okay cuz they're in Queens, but people who were like in Elmhurst, in Flushing, in like deeper parts of Queens, and also like closer to the water to like the East River were really screwed over. Like I had some friends whose basements were flooded. Um and they had to get out. I feel bad for people who had like recording studios in their basements because thousands of dollars of gear completely down the drain from that hurricane. And unfortunately, the like people who applied for assistance didn't really get as much assistance to help them out with all those costs unless they had flooding insurance. I
Yeah.
mean, where I'm out in uptown Manhattan, like I'm on the highest point of the city, so I'm okay, but not everyone was as lucky.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, so that's yeah. So basically, if it happens to New York, unprepared, you just gotta pray. Hope everything works out. But we had a very dope wrap up episode 2021. Um, and I want to thank you guys for coming. I really, I'm a fan of you guys' shows. I'm a fan of you guys' work ethic. And congratulations to you, Natika, too. You got a music grant, which is dope.
Oh,
Artists
thank
should
you.
be looking how to do stuff like that. So definitely shout out
Thank
to
you
you
so
on that.
much.
That's dope. That's dope. Congrats on your show. Kay, I've been a fan since high school, man. Always good energy, always consistent. And when you set a goal, you keep going for it. You're not a small-minded person, you know. And even the town that we met at was a pretty small town where a lot of people are small-minded. So to grow out of that and have to overcome when a lot of people around you are small-minded and have that vision that you have, man. Congrats to you too, brother. Keep doing your thing. I'm excited to keep working with you guys in the new year. A lot of good things. Again, if you're watching this, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you thought about the episode. Is there anything y'all want to share before we go?
Me?
Yeah, you go
Sure.
first.
You get to kick it off.
I got an EP coming out next year.
Yes.
And I don't have a release date set yet, but it's coming out for sure
Yeah.
next year. Like I've been working on this EP with my partner for like 3 years now, cuz work, life, all that stuff. But yeah, I'm coming out with an EP, coming out with music and hopefully more collaborations with other people.
Yes.
Um yeah, so there's that. And I'm also doing a lot of podcast editing apart from like what I'm doing with the Context Daily Brief. So you'll see my credits in some future podcasts out there.
Nice, nice. Yeah, man. Her music's fire, man. She performed on my back to school festival and
That
was
was
just
so much
killing it.
fun.
Man, yeah, everyone's wondering when your album coming out. Like they waiting, they going crazy. They going
So am
crazy.
I.
Real. I need a verse on there. You know what I'm saying? We gotta. But y'all can catch her on my Bachata song until her song comes out. And she going crazy, man. She's spitting in Spanish. Then we did an interview where we translated that. So y'all get to
Yeah.
know what's going on. Of course, she got the most poetic verse out of everybody because that's how Spanish works. But but for sure, we're looking out for the music and the podcast. Kay, what should we be looking out for, man?
Um, so right now, more immediately, I have the two podcasts right now that I'm on. Experience the podcast. which we're collabing with now. And
Yes,
then I
sir.
have the sports podcast that I'm on with my teammate from college, and his friend DJ Mastix. Well, our friend because we're friends now. DJ Mastix. It's called the All Pro Jaffos. Um, Not to toot our own horn, but we've had Marshall Falk on there already. We've had Coach Zoe. We've had Curtis Shearer. We've had NFL players. We've had
Nice.
CFL players. We've had high school players, junior college players. Like we've been centered around football. We also had our first media credentials. Um, we worked the San Jose State game, San Jose State Fresno State game on Thanksgiving. So we were able to do that, and that was my first time experiencing things from a media's perspective, experiencing the football games from a media's perspective, because being, a player, you really don't see how much goes in the actual game. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And for seeing that and just seeing how things are delegated is super cool. Um, so please check out those two. As far as my cooking and stuff yet, I mean that's slowed up. As far as me getting the food truck, because I know people have heard me say that before. Um, Kind of in the in between stages, excuse me, whether if I wanted to get a food truck or do an online only delivery service, just to make it like COVID friendly. So I'm still in the stages of right now trying to plan that out. But please be on the lookout for my cooking.
For
Good
sure.
luck, man. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Yes. Good luck, man. You guys are doing amazing things. Let them know social media. Where can they follow you? Like Instagram or Twitter?
Since I was the last one to talk, I'll go first. Country K A63. Country with a K. So KOUNTRY. K A63. Shout out to Polk County and Lakeland in particular.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Okay.
that's how you find me on all social media platforms.
Yes, yes. Now, Tika, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, my website. I have a Facebook page. It's all Natica Music, spelled Natica Music.
Yes, yes. And of course, y'all can follow me at the real K to Don. Um, where we got an exciting new year for you guys. Like we said, the app is dropping. So in the new year, we are gonna start transitioning the podcast to the app. So you guys will more see like previews on the main social media platforms, and the whole episode will start being exclusively on the app. So we're gonna start that transition once the launch happens. So make sure y'all stay in tune. And thank you for the support. Thank you for a great year. We love you guys and many more to come. Great job,
Thank
guys. Oh,
you.
let me do my little outro. Why hate when you can love first? It's the Love First podcast. Here.